Quest presents an unabridged recording of The Battle for France by Griff Hosker, narrated by Marston York. Prologue. I had been almost killed when we had raided Agincourt to avenge the murder of the squires. My left knee was so badly hurt that the doctors, the leeches, Rafe called them, had wanted to take my leg. The slow and almost stately journey home meant that I did not reach my home until more than a month after we fled France. We simply slipped into the country. The king had been lauded in London, but the men who had fought, because they came back in a trickle, received no accolade. The whole victory was ascribed to King Henry. I suppose that is as it should have been. Harfleur had been besieged, but a victory at sea meant that the Earl of Dorset was now safe. We had won the battles, but France was still to be recovered. That was far from my mind as we headed home. Sir Ralph and I had both suffered life-threatening injuries, and the men who returned with us forced us to go slowly. They did not wish to risk the work of Rafe and the Calais doctor to be undone. Rafe Redbeard and James Jameson were the old wounded soldiers who had come to France almost as servants, and yet were now the masters of our journey home. Unlike many of my wounded and lamed men-at-arms, they still wished to be warriors, and as my armed servants, I could not have done what I had done without them. My other rock was my new squire, Michael of Kildale. He had been the only survivor of a bandit attack on warriors returning from Agincourt, and although he had only been with us a short time, I now knew he had been sent to us for a purpose. He completed my retinue. My wife had seen our taking him as the supreme act of a Christian. "It is like the parable of the Good Samaritan, and God will reward us for it," she had said. It was when we neared my home at Weedon, and as I allowed myself the luxury of anticipating a time of peace with my family, that a feeling of dread descended upon me. My men had chosen good roads, but they had avoided congested ones, and so we had not come through Northampton, where one of my sons lived. We approached Weedon along a little-used but flat road which was not cobbled and yet was not rutted. They wished me to have as smooth a journey as possible. I saw that there were many horses in the courtyard of my walled manor, and I recognized men from the retinues of my sons and son-in-law. I wondered how they could have known of our return. We'd not sent men ahead, for I did not wish a great deal of fuss to be made. Old Peter acted as a...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?